What's good, everybody? What's good? It's Big Game James. I came a little early. I said 11:45, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go live now. Shout out to my guy Muggs Michael for the $30 holla 20 and 10. A lot of people going live right now. A lot of people you can go to, but I think you'll like this right here. Well, I'm not saying you're gonna like this, but it's time to be real. It's time to be real. I mean, it's time to be real. It's time to be real. And let me start. Shout out to everybody, but I'm just got to be real right here. No, ain't gonna be no cursing. Ain't gonna be no cursing, but it's gonna be some real talk right here. Real talk. So, y'all remember we did a show with the final word. We did a show with the final word. It was like last year, maybe it was December, maybe January. We did a show, and in that show, it was when Kellen Moore was getting released, and all I kept on hearing was Kellen Moore this, Kellen Moore that. And I ain't saying I need Kellen Moore back, because Kellen Moore ain't got nothing to do with this. He really don't, because if he was still here, this still would have happened. This still would have happened. So I said, we got into a heated debate on the final word with the OC and Boss and Law, and I said, Dak got no more excuses. I said, and this ain't no shot at those guys. Please don't take it that. This is not a shot. I'm just talking about the show. But in that show, I was saying, hey, man, you always taking up for Dak. He need to be held accountable for this. And there ain't no more excuses for Dak Prescott with Mike McCarthy at the helm. Ain't no more excuses for him. That's what I said. Y'all, if that show was like in December or January, so ain't no more excuses for Dak. If Kellen Moore is gone, now you got your guy. Now they got the players. They went out and got players, and there ain't no. This is a no excuse year, right? No excuse year. And let's just keep it real, dog. This ain't no knee-jerk reaction. This ain't a knee-jerk reaction. This is not, because they all. I'm gonna get it all out, but I just want to say some things before I get it all out. You know how when they tell you to go with your gut feeling, go with your gut. So many times I have fought myself for not going with my gut feeling. Your gut tells you. There's that thing, that small voice that just tells you, that gut just tells you, go with your gut. Go with your gut feeling. And then you take that test, right? You're taking that test and you know the answer. You're looking at the answer. You know the answer. You're looking at that test and you know the answer, but something tells you, oh, it might be this, though. It's a multiple choice. You know it's A, but B, C, and D look good. B, C, and D are close answers. B, C, and D trick you because the word is different. So they could be it looks like it could be the answer, but it ain't the answer. You know what the answer is. The answer was A, and you should have went with that answer. But you sat there, kept thinking and 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 thinking. Maybe it was B. Oh, C sounds good. Maybe it was C, but that back thing in the back of your head was saying, A is the answer. Just go with it. Just trust yourself. Just trust yourself. Trust yourself. And you put C. Then you got the test back, and it was wrong. What's the first thing you told yourself? I knew I should have went with my gut. Isn't that what they say? Ain't that what you tell yourself? I knew I should have went with my gut. Yeah, I don't want to hear the excuses. I ain't hearing no excuses for no damn Dak Prescott. And this ain't no knee-jerk reaction, because this has been going on for a long time. And let's just keep it real, dog. Dak's a good quarterback. He is. But this team ain't going nowhere with him. I'm sorry, this ain't. And I don't care. People want to come. Oh, you saw. First of all, when I said we were going to beat the Niners. I gave myself the fake courage. Yeah, I gave myself the fake courage. And you can talk about this defense, but I'm going to tell you why this defense, it's not just the defense. It's not. Let me tell you why. It's because you got a coach, and I like McCarthy. But maybe it's past you, but you might not be the big game guy anymore. You were back then, but you're a good coach, but you're not a great coach anymore. I don't know if you were a great coach then because you weren't a great coach. You're a very good coach, but you're a good coach, but you're not that guy coach. And you got a good quarterback in Dak Prescott. He's a good quarterback, but he's not that guy quarterback. So when we're talking about the defense, your team takes on the personality of your head guys, right? So McCarthy's good, Dak is good, but they ain't great. So you're only going to go so far, and you're going to keep having this same thing happen like this all the time. No matter what. And I keep telling myself, just be quiet and chill and just watch it. Don't drink Kool-Aid. Just trust. Just watch it, dog, because you know how it is. You still got to see them go against these dogs because every time you play dogs, it's still the same thing still happens. And at the end of the day, it's like this. Dak, you good. McCarthy, you good, but y'all ain't great. The defense is a good defense. It is a good defense. But when you got guys that you probably can't know that you can't take you there, your defense will play kind of like a corner. Your team will take the personality of your head guys. So your team will take the head. Your coach is conservative. He's been that way. That's why they got rid of him in Green Bay. We thought we was going to move away from it, but you're still conservative. You're still scary. You're not going to win big games like that. You won't. We said it with the free agency with the Joneses. They went out and got you players, and you're not doing anything with them. And then Dak, I like him. I love Dak. I love Dak as the person, the leader, but he ain't that guy that's going to take us. Y'all know, like I know, you're lying to yourselves if you know whenever we get down 14 points and against a really good team, he ain't coming back. This is a game. I said on the final word, this needs to be a signature game for Dak Prescott. We're going to talk about the play calling, yeah, but your quarterback can't make them big plays. Yeah, we threw the ball deep, but a quarterback can't make them big throws when you need them the most. And that's just the truth. It's the truth. I don't say Dak sucks. I don't think Dak stinks. Dak is a good quarterback, but he ain't taking you to where you need to go. Because I don't think Dak can handle the pressure. I had a scouting report on Dak when he came out of college. And this ain't all on Dak. The defense didn't play good. We know that they took it, but it was playing admirable. The first drive they gave up, but then it played admirable. But the offense couldn't make no plays. You had the big fumble, Tony Pollard. We already talked about him. But to me, it all falls on one thing. Do you got a quarterback can do it? And when you know your quarterback can't really do it, it festers through your team as far as the way they play. Because if your defense don't think, I don't know if the defense is going to say this, but if the defense don't really believe that can really do it, that they'll suffer accordingly. And what did I tell you about the offense? It's a long offense. It's a 17-blade drive offense. And then you don't even know if you're going to score touchdowns. And it's almost like we can't get behind. We always have to get a lead. We always have to play with the lead. We have to have a superior defense, superior everything for everything to be great. And that's not how it works. I mean, I hear what you're saying, KMT, but this is real, dog. I'm tired of defending that. Okay, let's just keep it real. I mean, and I'm not. And people want to say, "Oh, you jumping off the bandwagon." I wasn't. I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. I just really try to believe that this will be a different way to go because your front office went all out for your team, went out and got the players that you need to do, went out for it all out in its aspect, and then let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way real. They went out and got Trey Lance for a reason. Remember when I told y'all I don't think Stephen Jones didn't really believe in Dak? Remember I always said that? Maybe I didn't always really believe in Dak, but I kept making myself. And I'm not saying I hate Dak or y'all know it'll spread through. This will be all on Twitter. All the people, oh, y'all scared. Oh, y'all getting off the bandwagon. Oh, y'all this, y'all hating on Dak. This ain't, y'all should know me. I defend Dak. I say it the way it is. This ain't jumping off the bandwagon. It's this, bruh. How many years we got to wait to see you? Like, every time there's a signature moment, you don't do it. And then it costs, it's always something else. Like, the defense didn't play good. Like, sometimes the defense ain't going to play good. Your quarterback got to make plays. Your coach got to not be scary in the games. You got to coach aggressive. Okay? You can't coach conservative. And that's what was your problem in Green Bay. And that's why they were saying you had a stale offense because you were getting conservative. And it's rearing its ugly head again. And I was trying to believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to believe that. But deep in my side, someone said, just be quiet and wait. But I said, nah, I'm going to jump out there. I kept telling myself, don't do it. Don't jump out there. Shut the hell up. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. Just be quiet. Don't say nothing. Just because Kellen Moore's going, just shut the F up, Jay. Don't say nothing. Trust what you feel. Just be quiet and watch it. No, I grabbed Kool-Aid, poured it to my face, drank it, sipped on it, whatever, did all that. And something was telling me on the inside, don't do that. You know, I was being swayed by, you know, views and maybe clicks. I think I was probably swayed like, oh, maybe people are leaving my channel because I'm being too pessimistic. I'm being too everything. No, I don't believe that. No, I ain't trusting that. No, I ain't believing that. No, I ain't believing that. I was being like that, but no. I said, I'm going to go away from that. Because people keep saying that you too pessimistic. Every time I'm in the chat, you always complaining. You always this. You always that. So I said, I'm going to try a different style. That's what really happened, y'all. I mean, if we're talking total honesty here, that's what really happened. You know, that's just what it was. I said, I'm going to be a little different here. You're right. You're right. Shout out for the holler. Let me get my other hollers up there. Shout out to you for the holler. Where was Parsons? How did Dak outplay all our defensive players? I mean, where was Parsons? I mean, doing a lot of talking. But you got to back that up. Got to back that up all the time. There's another super chat from Muggs Maxwell. So sick of my feeling in my gut for this freaking team. Right here. I mean, this is what it is, dog. It ain't, you know, Michael Parsons, he has to be better. But I just feel like you got a quarterback that I don't think it can take you. Like, I look at Brock Purdy, and he don't have great physical skills. He don't have a great arm. He don't have a great, like, he's not a great physical stature, but he can play under pressure. It shows me, from what I've seen, he can play under pressure. In his short, young career, he can play under pressure. The Philadelphia Eagles have a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. We hate saying it. Jalen Hurts, we call him a running quarterback, whatever, but he plays pretty good under pressure. And the coaches are pretty good under pressure. We might not like him. Nick Sirianni might be a jerk. He's annoying. But they winning under pressure. When they have pressure games, they're winning them. We don't. That's what I see. Let me get this another holler out there. KG, we just didn't come to play. It's embarrassing. No, I don't want to hear we didn't come to play. That's not what happened. They're a better team than us. It's not that we didn't come to play. They're a better team than us. They're better coached, and they have a better team. It's not we didn't come to play. They're a better team. They have better quarterback play. They have better coaching, head coach. Period. That's just the truth. Like, what else is there to really say about it? Like, are we gonna just keep on saying that, oh, this was a bad game, go back to the drawing board? No. How long are we gonna keep on saying go back to the drawing board? Let's keep it all the way real. I told y'all I didn't never think the Joneses were fully sold on Dak Prescott. I know they moved on from Romo, but I don't know if they were fully sold on Dak. They went and got Trey Lance. I'm not saying make the change. Don't put words in my damn mouth. But they got Trey Lance for a reason. When I was telling people you didn't get Trey Lance to build him up just to trade him for picks or develop him and get picks for him. No, you didn't. You got Trey Lance for a reason. And I know what the reason was. He was your backup plan for that contract. And if Dak don't fail, now we got a young guy. While the team is still relatively young, we can see if can do it. Because let's keep it all the way real. Do I think the Joneses are going to re-sign Dak? Oh, I know. I'm panicking. It's only week 5. I know. I'm just going to go up my gut. But when we're talking about the contract, I don't know why didn't they re-sign him? Because I don't think they believed. Why did they get Trey Lance? Because I don't think they fully believed. The Joneses just don't get quarterbacks just to get a quarterback. And they didn't sign you to the extension just to why? I said before that they wanted to wait to see what happened this season before they talked with any extension with Dak Prescott. They wanted to see this season. Okay, we'll get rid of Kellen Moore for you, Mike. It'll be on you. We'll go get you a receiver. We didn't have that. You needed another corner. He ain't in his 20s, but he's still good. We'll go draft you that defensive tackle that you need. We're going to give you everything you need because we're going to sit back and watch to see if you can do it. Because if you don't do it, we're not going to give you that extension money, and we got a cheaper quarterback right here that we possibly could develop, and he's young, and the team is still young, and we can move on and see what happens. That's what I think happened. That's what I feel is going down. That's what I feel happened. That's what I said. So many people out here in the streets, no, they didn't get him for that. They just got Trey Lance, develop him, get some compensatory picks. No, they did not. They didn't get no Trey Lance to develop him and get picks for him. And that's not why they got Trey Lance. They got Trey Lance for backup plans. Just in case this don't work. We're going to go all in. We're going to do how we're going to go all in. They got rid of their darling Kellen Moore. We're going to go all in and see if you guys can do it. Because if you can't, now, because we got Cooper Rush. And guess what? He ain't it. And guess what? We don't want to draft a quarterback in the first round and spend all that first round money and do all that. We don't want to do that. So we'll give up a fourth for somebody who's 23, who may have potential, who may can do it, but just might not have been in the right situation and may can do it. So we'll sit him right here. Let's see if he can develop, and let's see what happens. And let's hold off on that extension for right now, because if that was your quarterback, you would have extended him. And I'm not saying that. I don't think they like Dak. I think they love what Dak the person is. But I don't think they believe he can take them to the promised land. And that's why they went and did that. And that's why there was no extension. And I don't know if there's going to be an extension. I mean, go ahead, KMT. It's like, I'm going to keep it real, KMT. You my dog. But I feel like, you know what? You're a little blind, bro, in my opinion. I get what you're saying. Throw Trey Lance in there. No, Trey Lance is not ready. That don't make no sense. Trey Lance is not ready. So if you threw him in, yes, he would struggle. It don't make no sense. But you're missing a point right here, KMT. And I'm not trying to call you out and whoever else is in here. You're missing the point, though. It ain't about Trey Lance. If you put Trey Lance in right now, we know he would fail. He would fail miserably. He's not ready right now. He's still got to keep developing. But Dak is only going to take us so far, y'all. And if he does take us, I'll sit right here and eat all that crow. And it ain't saying I ain't out on him. I only feel like Dak is gonna take us so far though. Okay. That can get us to the playoffs, but is he gonna win the big playoff game when we're down 10 or 14 points against a really good team? Is Dak the guy to bring us back? Do we have the coach that's gonna call the right plays to bring us back? Dak gonna be able to hit? We went deep and he didn't hit no deep balls. He hit the one over the shoulder, but that wasn't a great pass. And it's like, damn, you turn up against not good teams, and good teams you can bang against, but the really elite ones, and not saying we can't beat Philly. I think we can definitely beat Philly. We can beat them, but can we beat them when it matters the most? Niners, you just got blew out by them. You really think you're going to go on the playoffs and beat them? You really think you're going to go to the playoffs and beat these teams? You might beat them in the regular season. We know that. But this is a regular season team. We beat the Bucks last year. Yeah, I was happy. But the Bucks was done, right? It was done last year. Although they're doing pretty good this year. The defense got dominated in the first quarter. There was 7-0 in the first quarter, and we had opportunities. We had 2 3-and-outs. Tony Pollard made the fumble. They jumped on us 14. We scored the 7 points. We scored 3. It was 21-3. Yes, the defense got handed it to them. Yes, I think our safety play, all the stuff I said in my. Let me pull up my tweets. Let me just pull up my tweets. I'll just show you the tweets. So anybody say, because you know what, y'all just don't want to believe it. Y'all just don't want to believe it. Y'all just don't want to believe it. But let's get it right here. Let's get it right here. Let me get to my tweets. Okay, so first of all, that people who be sitting there blaming the refs all game, man, that's just weak to me. I'm not calling you weak, but I see people on Twitter all day. Man, that was a flag. Man, that was a hold. Man, no, they're just better than us. Okay, the Niners are just a better team. Oh, this one right here. So yeah, just so you know, it's not like I don't know this. These are my tweets. This was before the game. This team goes as the defense goes. In 3 victories, I believe the team created 10 turnovers. How many turnovers we get? 1. That was a lucky play. They'll need to set the tone once again against the Niners. They weren't terrible. It got away from them, but they were. If we could have scored points early, I think the defense would have been okay. But we couldn't score points. And you got a good team who are a really good team, and you're not putting points up against them. There's only so long you're going to hold a good team. Got it? Dak will need to make a few big throws in this game to seal it. Use your legs. Use Hunter Lukey. They didn't do it. Oh, let's go to this tweet right here. McCarthy must stay aggressive the whole game. No scary stuff, big dog. What did we see? We saw scary stuff from McCarthy. We saw Dak Prescott play like Dak has played. Right here. The thing with the Cowboys offense is this to me. It's not a quick strike offense. It's often long, methodical drives, and thus TDs become priority, right? We don't never see. Although we had the 1 touchdown that was 7 plays for 70 yards. We had the touchdown. I was surprised, but that was good. But too many times Dallas has to drive 12, 13, 14 plays. It's never a deep 50-yard gain. You know, it's very rare that those happen. They're seldom. It's always check down. It's always over the middle, 4-yard pass, pressure. Dak throws it to a quick short slant for a 3-yard gain, 2-yard gain from Pollard, 5-yard gain for this. It never really, and even when you challenge the deep, we don't hit the deep passes when you really need them the most. You feel me? You can hit them when it really don't matter. You can hit them then. When ain't a lot of pressure for you to hit it. When there's really a lot of pressure for you to hit it, and it's not saying you can't do it sometimes, but you got to do it more times than not when you're the guy. You get what I'm saying? If you're the guy, which you are the guy, you got to make them more times than not rarely here and there. And I see more times than not being hit. So there was a few times there was challenge deep, but there wasn't no play there, right? So it's always something short, and it's always long plays. And right here, oftentimes it seems like Dallas needs to play with leads. Right here. There it is. I just said it. So, and then I have my homegirl, Star. Only a pushback is that the offense moves the ball at will against not great teams. That's when the team moves the ball at will, right? We're in the red zone, moving up the ball up and down on teams. They ain't good, right? So when we play a good team, let's say, you see right here, but when we get down, let's say 10 points and time becomes the essence, then it rears its ugly head on long drives and not converting. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like I wasn't saying all these things. You feel me? And it's just annoying when you see and you know that kind of stuff, right? Chris, you got more excuse than the law allow, big dog. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You got more excuses than the law allow. Okay. There ain't no excuses for that, dog. It's always the receivers ain't getting open. It's always the running back ain't doing this. It's always the line. The line don't be blocking, all right? But I see these other teams with these top level quarterbacks still make these plays. That's what I'm talking about. It's never on Dak. It's never on Dak. This was a game where we needed Dak Prescott to have a signature type game. So play calling, yes. So what is it? We got to get up. We got to keep going through play callers. I'm not going to keep hearing that crap. Okay. I'm not going to keep hearing that crap. Let's go get a new coach. Let's go get this. Or let's go get that. You done got all that, and it's still the same thing. Right? It's still the same thing. No, I'm not being emotional, bro. You're just being unreal. You just want to give him passes all the time. You can call it emotional. I'm being very normal. Emotional what I was last week, and I'm talking to you specifically. Emotional what I was last week when I was going off, and a couple weeks ago when I was going off in the Cardinals game, cussing. That was emotional. You feel me? That was very emotional. I am being very calculated because I said these things before. So this ain't being emotional at all, Chris. This is being very calculated because I said this stuff in December. I said there ain't no more excuses for Dak in this offense. You got McCarthy. Everybody saying Kellen Moore was the reason why Dak ain't doing it, right? We didn't have the receivers. That's why we ain't doing it. We don't have this. Dak don't have this. The team don't have that. That's why we ain't doing it. It's still the same thing. Shout out to J2 Wood for the 490 holla. It's still the same thing, Chris. So please don't tell me I'm being emotional right now, big dog. I'm not being emotional. This team is only going so far with Dak. You just not being real with yourself. And that's the honesty of it. This is the truth of it. Dak is a good quarterback, but Dak ain't good under pressure. That is the truth. That is the truth. That is the truth. He is not good under pressure. That was, if you go to his scouting report on Dak Prescott, it says the same things, that he has problems with pressure. That's when he feels pressure, he checks it down quick. When he feels pressure, and I just don't think in them big games, when you need it the most to make that big pass in the big games, he gonna do it. That's just me. I just feel like they're only going to go so far with him. And I've thought that for a long time. But me, I don't want to just be pessimistic about the quarterback. I want to believe he can. But I keep on seeing things where it's like, it's not showing me can. Because this was a game where you got to show. You've been in the league this long. Brock Purdy's been in the league how long? Brock Purdy's been in the league how long? He still ain't lost a game. I mean, we got just as much talent as them. So they got better coaching than us. And they got better quarterback play. Because Brock Purdy dissected us today. It looked real easy for him. But it looked hard for us with Dak. Shout out to my guy Dwayne Brown for the $10 holler. Said, Dak, you just speaking the truth. Dak has reached his peak. Now, do y'all remember? I want to stay with that right here. Okay, that's fine, Chris. You believe what you want to believe, but I've been seeing it for how long so far? And guess what? Guess what? Still the same thing. So, do y'all remember when I did a show also, since I'm being emotional? Do y'all remember when I did a show and I said Dak has peaked? Y'all remember that show I did a long time ago? And me and Law go back and forth with that. When he said Dak hasn't peaked, I said Dak has peaked. I said Dak. And so you just got to have everything great around him because he has peaked. Didn't y'all remember that show where I said he peaked? When me and Law was going back and forth where I said Dak has peaked. Like, it don't matter. This is what you've seen of Dak Prescott, of what he is. He's not going to get no inordinately better now. Doesn't matter. Now you just got to have everything good around him for it to be good, because he's a good quarterback. And, I believe he could go to the Super Bowl, but everything has to be good around him. Like, everything has to be good, because I don't believe if you put it on him, that he can do it, because he hasn't shown where he has. I would believe it if it was in ginormous games where he has, and he hasn't. So I know people might take this show as me poo-pooing on Dak, but to me, I said this was a game I put on Dak. So yeah, I said this is a game where I put this on both two people. Best of Enemy show yesterday. He said, Joe asked me, who gonna be the two key people in this game? No, three people. And I named all of them. I said Mike McCarthy with that play calling. If he's scary, we ain't winning. Dak Prescott got to be a Dak Prescott game. He got to make some throws. He had some early throws he couldn't make. He threw a long pass to Michael Gallup, overthrew him deep. I mean, that was early. So, and then I said Micah Parsons on defense. I said this got to be a signature game for Micah Parsons. And all three of those signatures were not signed today. So how long we going to keep giving the excuses for this? Huh? I mean, you just seen my Twitter. I said everything about it. I said everything about it on Twitter. All these things way before the game. I said we were going to win, but this is what has to happen. I said we were going to win, but I know I put a lot of doubts up there. I put some doubts of Tony Pollard. So he's only averaging 2.65 yards a carry after contact, his lowest in his career. Some people say, oh, he's got more carries. So what? Figure out ways to get him the ball different. I said, keep an eye on it. And now I hear people saying in these Twitter streets, oh, he's not the same Tony Pollard. He ain't got that burst. I kind of said that earlier too, but hey, I don't know anything. I said Hunter Luepke and Rico Dowdell got to get the ball more. I said that. I said they got to get the ball more. Did they? Nope. Shout out to my guy, S. Henderson, $20 holla. The organization is soft from top to bottom. Has been since 1995. Shout out for the $20 holla, S. Henderson. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And y'all should know me. I don't poo-poo on a player just cause. I don't diss a player just cause. Y'all see me on my Facebook. I'll be saying this. The hate Dak gets on Facebook is crazy. I don't hate on Dak like some of these people hate on Dak, but it's real. What a lot of things are being said out here in these streets. That Dak is a good quarterback, but when it comes to these signature moments, I don't see him from Dak. And that's just my opinion. And this was another game where I said Dak got to make plays. He got to make some plays. And when that quarterback with that offense took the ball right down the field on our defense, right down the field and scored, we had our opportunity to get the ball and take it right back. And what happened? scary play calling, and your quarterback ain't. You feel me? I don't. He can't bang with people, and that's just it. So I don't know where we go from here. I just feel like we'll be good. We're gonna win. We're gonna win games. I still feel like we're gonna go to the playoffs. But are we gonna take that next step in the playoffs? Mm, I don't feel it. I should have just believed what I felt and stayed pessimistic. And for anybody who wants to see this and say you're scary, you're jumping off the bandwagon, whatever, that's fine. You can say that about me. I'll take that. You're not gonna say I'm scary because I'm not scary. I'm being real. But I will say I drank the Kool-Aid a little too early. Yep. Shout out to my guy, Heist. He follows me on Twitter and he said, "You on that Kool-Aid still?" He got me. I had to pull back because I kept on trying to believe something that my gut was telling me, don't do it. And I jumped out there and said, it feels different because what all things are in place. And I should have just said, well, let me just see the product on the field. Let me just see the product because I seen us beat up teams before. I seen us beat up them regular teams, but we need to beat up them real teams. And that Cardinals game, that was the one that Cardinals game set the tone. Okay. That Cardinals game set the tone for me because I said championship teams don't lose those games. And we can say we won about the Eagles, right? We can say we won about the Eagles. We hate them. We don't like them. We don't like them. But they're winning these close games. They're winning these close games. And that's what makes me mad because they're 5-0. And they don't play the greatest in them games, but they're finding ways to win. That's what a championship team does. Champions don't lose to the Cardinals. Even though I don't think they're the worst team and they play hard every time, they play hard. They will play you hard. Don't come in there slipping with them because they play hard. But you still should have beat them if you're a championship team. And as I said before, the Niners came against us and they show who the championship team was, and it ain't us. Philadelphia, as I said before, they're 5-0. Yeah, we blew out the Patriots. They didn't, but they won. Yeah, Washington took them to overtime, but they won. Yeah, Washington blew out the Bears, whooped up on Washington, and then they played the Eagles tough. And we all brought that up. And we said, oh, Jalen Hurts throw these interceptions and all this. But they're winning. I mean, you can't hate on it. You can get mad at it. You can say, oh, you fake. No, it ain't fake. It's real. You just don't want to talk about it because you don't want to give that other team any respect because it's Twitter and you don't want to look all funny on Twitter and you see other people looking at you on Twitter and your tweets and you don't want to lose your Twitter followers, right? I'm speaking for me. I ain't speaking for nobody else. You know, you don't want to lose your followers saying the wrong thing because it's so sensitive on Twitter now, right? It's sensitive. Or you're on your YouTube. You don't want to say anything good about the team that may be better than y'all. But you don't want to say things on air probably because you don't want to you being fake to your team, right? Let's being real. Let's be real. They're winning those games and we are not. I feel you, front running team. I mean, that's just what I feel. I get caught up in it, y'all, if we're being real. I get caught up in it sometimes, but that's why I didn't go live. That's why I don't go live for the games because I wanted to just sit back and watch the game. Sometimes I felt the pressure. I was going live because everybody goes live now. Everybody goes live on Sundays. Everybody goes live every day, and you feel the pressure like you got to go live to do your reviews. And I'm like, no, I want to sit back and actually just watch these games, and I don't want to talk during these damn games. I just want to sit back and watch the damn game, right? And it's just like sometimes you don't want to say stuff about team or other teams because in this game now, in this content creator game and all that stuff, it's like you think about things. But Philadelphia and San Francisco are better teams than us, and their quarterback is better than ours right now. And I don't care what anybody tells me. And you can say I'm fake, and you can say I'm phony. Their quarterbacks are better than our quarterback, and their coaches are better than our coach. Their head coach is better than our head coach, and their quarterback is better than our quarterback right now. And if, as long as that doesn't change, we're not going to beat them when it matters the most. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Y'all don't have to believe that. But I mean, that's the truth. They're undefeated for reasons. We're 3-2 for a reason. And there's two deciding factors right now. Jalen Hurts ain't playing the greatest, but they're finding ways to win. And he plays calm. Brock Purdy ain't lost a game in the NFL yet. And yes, he got a great team around him, but he plays good around that great team. I keep on wanting to say he's a pumpkin, but I haven't seen it. I see him playing calm. I see he plays good under pressure. That's the biggest thing I'll notice about Brock Purdy. He plays good under pressure. He don't get rattled in these big pressure games. This was a big game for him too. And for real. One of the reasons why they got Trey Lance, in my opinion, is because this team is still relatively young, and Dak is 30 now. And if you re-sign Dak, now if you don't win anything, you waste a lot of your young guys, the Parsons, the Diggs, and they got to win in these young guys. They got to win. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the season goes. Like I said, I definitely still feel like the Cowboys are going to go to the playoffs. They may win a playoff game, but big games, I just don't know. I just don't have that belief because we haven't showed it. I can't believe in something we ain't showed. We haven't showed we can win those big games. And until we can show we can win these big games, I can't believe we are. You know what I'm saying? I just can't believe we're going to win these games. I can't believe when it matters the most, we'll win those games when it matters the most. And I also can't believe whenever we get down and we're behind, I said we got to play from – this is the keyest thing I want y'all to read that I said right here. Where is it at? Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, because this is what people used to call me on my channel, See, so many people call me pessimistic all the time, a Debbie Downer, leaving the chat because it's negative. I had so many people saying that the last 2 years, how I had the negative channel. I was the pessimistic guy. I was always just being negative. Well, there's a reason why. Whenever I want to be positive and I still should just be like, no, don't believe that. That's the reason why. But once again, I'm going to say this again. We have to play with a lead, because if we don't play with a lead, we ain't coming back against real good teams. If we play a regular squad or a team that's okay, we can win that game. But guess what? When we play those big teams, this showed again. We play the tough teams, it just showed again. When we get down, we ain't coming back because the play calling ain't good enough to come back. And your quarterback ain't good enough to bring you back. And yeah. And I'm gonna get off of here because there ain't really nothing else to talk about. There ain't really nothing else to say. You know what I mean? It's just tired of the excuses, and people can have their own. People can have their own, belief on what, and I'm not gonna hate on nobody's belief, but I'm just saying this, that Dak ain't the guy that's gonna take us somewhere. I just don't believe it. I believe he'll win games. Okay, he'll win games. He ain't winning the big games because he didn't show me he could. So I can't believe he is until I see it. And Mike McCarthy has won big games back in the day, but they got fired for a reason. They said you were stale and conservative and got rid of you for those reasons. And now it's rearing its ugly head again when the pressure is on. You got two guys that can't handle pressure, it seems. And if you two guys can't handle the pressure, this is always going to be happening, no matter what. And Dan Quinn too, all y'all. But I'm gonna keep it real. I think this defense is better when the offense can play better. Like, this defense is a very good defense, but the offense has got to help it. You know what I'm saying? It's got to help it. The quarterback's got to be able to come in there and make big plays. Big plays. And that's what it just don't feel like. And I'm sorry. I just got to. Oh, man. See, this is right here. So this, I can't believe. I'm not hating on anybody, but this right here, I can't believe it. Brock Purdy is not a good QB. If you think so, I got some land on the moon. I think he said moon. I think he said I got some land on the moon for sale. Carried. Nah, I don't believe so, dog. I seen him playing some pressure game. I think it would have been a better game if he would have played in that Philly game. I think they probably could have won that game. More I'm seeing of Brock Purdy, I think we're looking at the 7th round and labeling him. I think that's what people are doing with Brock Purdy. They're labeling him as a 7th rounder. Just like every first rounder ain't great, every 7th rounder ain't terrible. Right? And yes, he's got a damn good team, but he's a pretty good quarterback. He's not elite, but he's a good quarterback. And he plays good under pressure. I think that's the thing I noticed about him. It's not that he's all world. He plays good under pressure. And that's the key for him. And I just got to say that. So I'm sorry. People saying he's not a good quarterback. Nah, I can't believe that. And like I said, yeah. And right now, the Eagles are a better team than us, and their quarterback is better than our quarterback right now. They're just a better team way around. And I don't know if it's changing. And so I'm listening. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm going to get off here, but I'm watching stuff too. Like, this kind of pisses me off. Like, I heard this too many times from Dak, and maybe this might be a Dak rant. This might be a Dak rant. I don't know. So I'm not off the table with you. I told you what you were, but I'm tired of hearing this. I didn't see it coming. This might be the most humbling game I've ever been a part of. I kind of just getting tired of hearing that stuff. I'm just kind of tired of hearing excuses. You feel me? And that's what I feel like. We got a lot of. There's too many excuses, and hey, I've given Dak excuses. I have. I've given Dak a lot of excuses. When I felt things in my heart, I'm like, I'm not gonna say it. I push his stuff, like games he played, or and I always say, I know you haters hate it, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. I posted so much stuff when in my heart I'm like, just be quiet about Dak. He gotta show it. Just be quiet. I get it. Support your guy. Don't not support. But I felt pressure too. I think I just gotta be real how I'm feeling though. These feelings ain't never went away. Just like when we had Romo. When we had Romo, I always had the feeling that he would throw the interception because he always tried to do too much, right? See, and I'm not making this a Dak and Romo thing, but this is just the truth about this. This is just the truth about this. Our problem with Romo when he was with Dallas was he threw too many interceptions because he kept on trying to do too much. He always wanted to try to make the big play. Just stop doing that. So when you finally got the team around him, when you got the running game, we got the offensive line, we had all the pieces in place. You saw the 2014 where he cut down his interceptions, he played it within himself, and you're like, okay, that's the Romo we've been waiting to see forever because we knew he could do it. We just had to get a team around him. Then we all saw what happened in the injuries, whatever, and we know that's one of the reasons why his career was over because he just couldn't stay healthy. But as far as passing the ball, when I watched Romo, if we got down in games, let's say we were playing somebody and we got down early. Let's say a team jumped out on us and it was like 28-7 or 28-10. I knew if our defense could make some plays, we could get back in the game because I know Romo could throw us back in the game. Romo could throw us back in the game. Like I had confidence, like if we were down 14 points or 17 points, we could come back in the game if that defense made some stops because he could throw us back in the game. I believe that, and you could see it. The problem was with him is when we come all the way back, he tried to do that too much. He tried to do too much, and then would end up throwing that dumb interception. Not because he had talent, because he was just trying to always do too much, and that's why we always got frustrated with him. Well, we weren't frustrated with his talent because the man could throw the damn ball. We was frustrated with him trying to do too much, trying to make too many plays. Just play within yourself, dog, and let the team, and it'll be good because we know you can make them throws when you need to. Problem with Dak is with me, you can't throw us back in the game. I just don't believe it. I know I know some people gonna be mad at me. I'm not saying no Romo over Dak. I'm just saying I just don't believe Dak can throw us back in the game. If we get down like a 14, 17 point lead against a good team, or a top upper echelon top level team, I don't be believing it. I don't believe it. That's why we got to play with leads. That's why we got to, when they scored on us early, 7-0, my first thought was, oh boy, we got to come down and score. We got to come down and score right now. Because if we get behind this team, we're going to lose. That was my first thought. That was my first thought when we were down 7-0. We got to come back and score. And then when they got 14-0, I was like, oh man, I felt like it might be over. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Oh, testing. Let me know if you can hear me. All right. Well, I'm gonna get off of here, man, because I done said enough. Um, yeah, this like I said, dog, that's why I said I'm not mad at this. I'm not screaming. I'm not yelling. I was mad that Cardinals game. I'm calm this game because once I saw the Cardinals game, that let me kind of know, is this the same Cowboys? I got to look at this game. And now after I've seen this game, this is the same old Cowboys. We get mad at Stephen A. Smith and we get mad at him, and I hate hearing when he says it. It pisses me off. I guess that's why I made this picture for this thing. It pisses me off when I see his face, but it'd be right. Whenever we need something really to happen for us, it don't happen because we don't have the play to do it. It's just the truth. We're a good team. We're not a great team, and it showed. That's why we lost to the Cardinals. Championship teams don't lose to them. Your quarterback got to play all the way great. Although he made only one bad play, it's like he didn't make great plays. He didn't make game-changing plays. Your coach didn't make game-changing play calling. And this combination with them two is not going to work because you got a conservative coach and you got a quarterback who can't bring you back. And that is the issue, and that's the truth. So I'm going to say that again, and what the problem is with this team is you got a conservative coach and you have a quarterback who can't bring you back. That ain't a good mix. And that'll beat regular teams. And that might beat you, have you beat a game, a game or two, or you surprise somebody. But in them big games, that won't work. And we'll just fool ourselves and pump up our chests and say we're gonna do this and say we're gonna do that. We ain't doing none of that. Because if your coach is conservative, he ain't gonna win that way. And if your quarterback can't bring you back when you ain't got a lead and you always have to play ahead, you're definitely not gonna win the big games because you're not gonna have the lead in every game. So I appreciate everybody for the super chats. Hey, you pumping your chest out for Dak, Chris. Like I said, you give Dak a pass, I don't. Okay. The defense didn't play terrible, and it played worse as the game went on. The safety play was bad, but Christian McCaffrey, let me see. Christian McCaffrey, you said the defense played bad. Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy threw all over this defense. Averaged 10 yards of pass play, 4 touchdowns, 252 yards. I said Brock Purdy had to beat you, not Christian McCaffrey, right? Christian McCaffrey had 19 carries for 51 yards. Now, that Jordan Mason had 69 yards on 10 carries, so he averaged 6 yards a carry. But Christian McCaffrey didn't beat us. And I said, Christian McCaffrey cannot beat us. That was the game plan. I said, this was the game plan, Chris Davis. I just want to tell you this before I get off here. I said the game plan for beating the Niners was you got to shut down Christian McCaffrey and make Brock Purdy beat you because I don't know. And once again, Brock Purdy does it again. So I can't believe he's a terrible quarterback when every time you keep on saying he's got to show me, he keeps showing you, right? Show me, show me, show me. Show me what he can do. I keep on saying, show me, Brock Purdy. He keeps showing. So somewhere it got to be real. Then I said, shut down McCaffrey. Look, 19 carries, 51 yards. He averaged 2.5 yards, 2.7 yards carry. The defense wasn't getting tore up in the beginning. Yes, it gave up the first drive, but it was banging. They were making stupid penalties because that safety play right now is suspect. I think if you went on the channel and watched Burgers and Blitzes, we highlighted a couple players that might have got forced in the lineup but aren't playing that great. J-Ron Curse, okay, is not playing great. We said they might need to make a change and put Wanye Thomas, let him play more. J-Ron Curse didn't have another good game. Shout outs to LVE. He did have a good game today. Somebody told me he always plays good against the Niners. You were the truth. Marquise Bell, but Donovan Wilson, you feel me? Stephen Gilmore, we're missing Trevin Diggs because Stephen Gilmore has lost a step. Those guys know he has lost a step. He's not that speed guy anymore. He doesn't have those speed. He's playing more on his smarts and his experience, but he doesn't have the speed. So he gets matched up against those faster receivers, and he's in any kind of man coverage. He's getting ate up a little bit. Okay, so that's being exposed now. I don't know what's up with Deron Bland, but beyond them, Deron Bland, okay, but beyond those guys, your safety playing the greatest, and your quarterback just tore that secondary up. But once again, the team has to play ahead. It can't play from behind, because whenever this team plays from behind, it can't win. You just in denial, Chris, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You just it can score on the easy teams, right? The teams that you kind of know. I mean, I coached. We could drop 40 on bad teams, and you'll look good. When you play that good team, you're not gonna score 40 on them. They're too good. That's why they're good. You're not gonna score 40 on them. You'll score enough to beat them. We can't do that. We always have to play with the lead. Your defense has to give you the lead. If it doesn't give you the lead, unless you're playing a bad team. Because if you're playing a bad team, we're going to be deceived like this is a great team. It's not a great team. It's a good team. It's not a great team. And it's not on that level. And I don't know if it is going to be. Like I said, man, I'm out of here. I'm not going. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chris. I ain't going back and forth with you. You just make excuses, bro. In my opinion, you just make excuses for Dak. That's fine. I don't hate on nobody. You can, but I'm not. You make the excuses for him. I'm not making no excuses for the defense. It's still a very good defense. I think it's still a very good defense. But when your offense can't really make the plays when it needs to make the plays against them good teams, that defense starts to suffer. Okay. And that defense ain't perfect by any means, but that offense got to help it. And it can't help it when you're only playing bad teams. It got to help it when you play good teams, because that makes the defense more effective when your offense can come back and score when you get a 3 and out, or when you make a stop. Your offense gets the ball right back and takes it down the field and makes it 7-7, and it energizes that defense. When that defense know you probably can't make them plays because they know we ain't around them. Okay. And just because everybody says, oh, I believe in this and I believe in that, some people don't want to throw their teammate under the bus. Some people don't want to come out in the media and throw out their teammate under the bus because they don't want to cause a distraction. And it might, if they say something in the media, it's going to get blown up out of proportion. So that's why maybe some guys are quiet. We don't know the heartbeat and what the feelings are about all the players. Y'all don't talk to the players every day, so y'all don't know how they really feel about players up in there in the locker room. So just because you might be saying you support, that don't mean you support. You're just saying it because you're within the organization, and maybe you don't want to get fined, or you don't want to start a controversy, or you don't want to come out and say anything that's going to be detrimental to the team because it's the Dallas Cowboys and they're going to play it over and over and over and over and over if you say one little thing. So you don't know. Some people might have certain feelings toward a player, but we'll never know it because they won't never say it because they don't want to do the drama. That's the truth. So we don't know if people totally believe in people that they say they do. They just might be saying it for the cameras. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, my dog Jesse Holly was on to something, and I've been noticing it too. How CeeDee Lamb has been very frustrated these last few weeks. Been frustrated, and I wonder why these. And I don't know. I can't speculate, but I have my own thoughts, and I'm just gonna continue to watch because Jesse Holly pointed out, and I looked at it as soon as he pointed it out. I've been watching it in his body language. And then even when he's making big plays, it's not the same. And he seems frustrated. And I have my own personal thoughts, but I'm not going to share those thoughts just right now. But it is what it is. I'm out of here. I appreciate all the super chats today. Thank you. Birthday coming up, so that was great. Birthday is the 15th, which is Sunday. The Cowboys play Monday against the Chargers. That's the Kellen Moore Bowl. We'll see. They probably beat them, and everybody be like, yeah. But shout out to everybody for the super chats today. Shout out to everybody who was in the building today. We'll see what happens, where we go from here. But I think we're going to do a best of enemies show because we're going to do our initial reaction, but we couldn't because Joe had to work. So I know he wants to get me on best of enemies so they can roast me on there. All the Philly fans are going to roast me on there. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to run from it. It's good. I'm going to listen to all the talk on Twitter because, we deserve to talk. There's nothing we can say. And there's nothing we can say. You got to take with that, whatever. You got to listen to what they say because right now, they're the better team. They're the better team. They got the better record. They're the better team. So right now they can talk, and there ain't nothing we can say. And that's just real. So I'll holler at y'all. And you definitely ain't hearing that song tonight. How about them Cowboys, right? All right.